Look how the sun now raising up, and the crowd now waking up. The atmosphere have vibes, and nothing can break it up. The girl them a wine non-stop. We are the drinks them in a my cup. We gonna party all night, all night. 24 parties we hit in a row. Tonight at the very last show, before we head out on the road. The girl them a release the load. So let me see your hands up, so everybody know, put your hands up, so if you're ready for the road, let your friend them know. We're ready for the road. We're ready for the road. So we're ready, yeah we're ready, yeah we're ready.
So Carnival Monday, I did not know Carnival Monday was as big of a deal as it was. I know people who got outfits made for Carnival Monday. So Carnival Monday is kind of like a dry run, if you will, to Carnival Tuesday. You don't put on your costume. It's kind of your day, especially for the ladies, to...
Don't put on your costume.
Do not.
You can do whatever you want.
Do not put on your costume.
Don't
guys.
put on your costume.
It's hot. The weather in Trinidad around Carnival is a nice 85 degrees. Even when it's raining, it's still hot. It's hot. You're going to be sweating. How many steps did we take? Oh, another tip about Carnival Monday before I go too far. Don't get there early, like super, super early. Because you have to preserve some of your energy for Carnival Tuesday.
Right.
And we didn't know. And because we had Miss Juve, we were kind of like ready to be at Carnival Monday. Like we didn't want to miss it. Ready with bells and whistles. But... I kind of ran out of steam at Carnival Monday. I wasn't ready.
I don't know. I think the next time we go back, I think we'll be ready.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I wanted to get it all. So I wanted to go to Juve and then clean up and then go right to Carnival Monday. Of course, I'm basing this on no experience at all, but it's just the thought that I had in my mind. And I still want to do that. So... we'll talk about Tuesday, but we got to Monday later.
Yeah, we got to Monday around 12-ish.
But wait, do you think that if we had it in our mind and kind of knew the setup and prepared ourselves for it in our mind, we would have been ready for Carnival Monday to leave earlier?
Yes and no. I feel like if you've never been to Carnival before, you do not know what you're getting yourself into.
This is true.
At all. It's hot. Again, I'm going back to it's hot. Mm-hmm. You are literally chipping down the road. Chipping is dancing or marching or whatever. Walking. But the difference between, for me, I can only speak for myself, the difference between Monday and Tuesday, one of the major differences, there's a few differences, but one of the major differences is I knew I had to do this again tomorrow. So when my feet started hurting, when I'm starting to get hot, or unfortunately, my stomach started hurting on Carnival Monday, I'm thinking to myself, when is this going to be over? Where are we going? And there's not as many spectators out on the road to like encourage you to keep it pushing on Monday. Monday is legit like a dry run for Tuesday.
But I will say this about Monday. It is a fun day.
It is a fun day.
You have your own style. You wear whatever you want.
And that's what
you're not as formal as Tuesday, so it's more fun. Nothing is bigger than the party on Tuesday, but again, you're more free, men and women, because you don't have feathers on. You don't have all the costumes and different things.
So that's what I wanted to go back to. Carnival Monday wear. I personally just had a black bathing suit with colorful tights, like colorful fishnets underneath. So a lot of people do very colorful swimsuits. For ladies, mostly you'll see different variations of swimsuits, 2 pieces, 1 piece, whatever you feel comfortable in. It's your day to kind of show your own personal style to be out there in. And it is a fun day. I think for me, the drawback was I just wasn't prepared. Mentally I wasn't prepared. We were kind of coming off of being a little disappointed from Juve, and we got out there like, oh, we got to get there. Mm-hmm. And then we got there and it was kind of like, oh, we're here.
Yeah, we're in it.
We're in it.
We're in it now.
Now, after Carnival Monday, is there anything else you wanted to say about Carnival Monday?
Yes. So Carnival Monday, you heard her say that the women wear variations of bathing suits, some with tights, some without, more and less. Guys, everybody wants to show their own style. So you can see what she had on, and I can just tell you that she was probably one of the more covered of the women out there. So just get your mind ready to be around that for the next couple of days.
Well, it's like, okay, so that's a really good point. Decide before you go, and we never really had this conversation, but we know each other really well. We've been together for a really long time. Decide what's acceptable and unacceptable for you and your spouse, right? So what's really funny is Sunday when we met up with our friends, they were like, you guys cannot fall out, okay? And when they said fall out, I'm thinking, pass out?
No,
we're not going to pass out. We're going to drink water. We're prepared. They're like, no, fall out, like falling out. No fighting, no breaking up. And we're like, what? Why would we break up? Why would we fall out? But I think, even though we didn't do it, I would recommend having a conversation of what is acceptable for you and your spouse before you go. And you have to be very secure, men and women.
Yep.
Because just like women are scantily clad, so are men.
Yep.
And just like women are going to come and try to dance on him, so are men. Men are going to come and try to dance on the woman. And what is acceptable for you guys?
Right.
Do you want your significant other to say no thank you? Or you guys, I actually saw people on Monday and Tuesday holding hands while they were on the road. And that might be your thing. That might be what's acceptable for you. For us, I don't mind if he dances with somebody. At the end of the day, he's coming home with me. He came to Trinidad with me. He's not leaving Trinidad without me. We're sleeping together at the end of the night. Okay, she came and danced on him. If you know me and you know my family and you know West Indian culture, my family dances on him. So that's not a big deal to me. For me, in my mind, I never even said this to him. This is probably something he just knows about me. Just don't be disrespectful. Like holding somebody's waist or, really aggressively dancing. And the same goes for me. I would never, a guy tried to grab my waist and he nicely got the elbow. Like, you just have to know what's acceptable for you and your spouse. Don't be disrespectful, whatever that means to you and your spouse. And don't get into a disagreement about it. Don't ruin the good time because of something like that. Just be secure in your relationship, marriage, whatever, whoever you're going out there with. And have those kind of guidelines beforehand. And something else that maybe you might want to shy away from. I know we didn't talk about it, but dancing with your friends. It is a little awkward to be grinding up on somebody's friend. So you might want to keep some boundaries. I mean, you can dance with them like side by side.
Again, it's based on what you're comfortable with. Yeah. So that's how she feels. We never really talked about it because we kind of understand things about each other. But I mean, just like her family dances up on me, you might be in a situation where you feel the same way about when your friends dance up on your significant other. Yeah. It's just based on what you're familiar with. Again, we never even talked about that. It's just something that happens organically and naturally. So back to the dancing. So whining is what they call it. Is like pretty much when you're dancing with somebody from the opposite sex, and the women could be bent over, whatever, or face to face, whatever it is. So they call it whining. Again, I'm American. She's the one that has the West Indian in her family, but whining is a big part. It's in every soca song.
It's in every song.
It's in every song. It's a part of the culture. They tell you
how to whine: fast, slow, rough, bend over.
Part of the culture. Yeah. That's literally every song is about whining or the pride of the country. You're gonna hear whining a lot. So if you're there to have a good time, even if you let go of your significant other's hand, if you're into holding hands all the way down the road, if that's your thing, cool. As soon as you let that hand go, somebody's probably gonna run up and dance on you. And I'm telling you, as a dude, a woman's probably gonna run up and dance on you. Mm-hmm. It just happens.
It's the music.
It's like people run up on her. I mean, it's just part.
All that to say
of a party. Don't
let the dancing and the good time be a wedge between you two. I'm gonna tell you about be secure. I'm gonna tell you what happened to us on Monday. Why we had a little situation, and it wasn't because of dancing. When you go to Trinidad Carnival, have a buddy system. Nobody is trying to get lost. unfortunately for me, I got separated from the group. I'm not going to say I got lost. I'm not going to say whatever happened. I got separated from the group. I'm a little anxious when it comes to things like that. The sun has started to set. I was by myself. I couldn't find anybody. And I was a little upset with my husband for not making sure that I was okay. And it wasn't his fault. He was an amazing husband. I mean, rubbed my feet on the road. I mean, did everything that he could possibly do to make sure that I was as comfortable as I could possibly be for my first time experiencing this. But our small rift on Monday was because I got separated. So that to say, have a buddy system. If you're going to get outside the ropes, make sure you have your head up. It's easy to put your head down and be dancing, close your eyes and look up. And in all this sea of people, you don't see anybody that you recognize. Cell phones are not going to be the greatest.
Right.
So just make sure that you have some sort of buddy system.
Just check on your people.
Check on your people.
So, I mean, you can
some
overdo it.
Stop,
you can,
some people...
you know, you might want to go back to a drink truck, because another thing about Carnival Monday is it's a dry run for Tuesday. So the music trucks with the DJ and huge speakers are on there playing the music. And in between, after a music truck could be a mojito or a mimosa truck. Mm-hmm. And then there could be, or a little station that's getting wheeled down. Then there's a big drink truck that has all the same drinks I told you about, from cognac to champagne, water, soda, whatever. There's
and they have bathroom trucks too.
Bathroom trucks. So these are going down the road. I forgot where I was going with that. But anyway, you can be walking.
It's easy to get lost.
It's easy to get lost because you could stop. You might go back to the, that's what I was saying. You could go back to a water truck because you're thirsty, or you just want to make sure you're not too inebriated, intoxicated, whatever big word, mm-hmm. when you're going down the road. And who you're with could just be continuously going down the road. Mm-hmm. So what I tried to do, because I've never been to Trinidad, every place has its spots where it's not so good, whatever. So I always try to, every so often, I would just look and make sure, we can make eye contact, because we're not about to be stuck at the hip. She had friends and friends of friends that were there. I ended up meeting friends of friends down there, fellas. So, we kind of stuck together a little bit. She stuck with the girls, but of course, we maintain eye contact every so often. So because we're not stuck at the hip, it could be 10, 20, 30 feet in between us. But we try to maintain eye contact every now and then. You can get separated, and those trucks, sometimes they stop and everybody stops. Sometimes people keep on going because we had probably 5 music trucks in our band. So you can keep on going because, all right, this truck has stopped, but you can go to the next music truck. All that to say, just be cognizant or have a system in place for what you got going on. I'm not trying to say go out there and be on high alert so that you're not having a good time. That's crazy. But like she said, have a buddy system. Have, some type of, discussed plan. We're going to stay within a certain region, blah, 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 blah. Or I'm going to stay with this group of people and I'll see you at the end. I'm going to stay with this group of people. Whatever your plan is, just stick to it. Because when this one got lost, I was like, I looked up, you were gone. I don't know if she put her head down and left. I don't know if I went back to get a drink or whatever. But I probably checked on her hundreds of times because that's just how long you're out there.
What was really good about me getting lost on Monday was we were able to talk about it Monday night before Tuesday and come up with a plan that really worked well for us on Tuesday. We had no problems on Tuesday. We were able to keep track of each other without holding hands or being lost. And we actually had gotten separated from the bigger group on Tuesday, but the two of us were still together. Yeah. So it worked out.
And we had a good time on our own again. And just because it was us two, we still weren't stuck at the hip because we discussed it on Monday night. And it didn't, like she said, it didn't cause a wedge. It actually helped us out for preparing for Tuesday. Because imagine this, guys. Like I said, there are tens of thousands of people converging on this island. And when it comes to Monday, there's a party here and there's a party there. Everybody is on the road.
Oh, and let me say this. Some people don't play mass on Monday because they are tired from Juve, or they just don't care to be out there on Monday and saving all their energy for Tuesday. So Tuesday, there's going to be more people
Right.
than there were out there on Monday.
Yeah. So it was good. Have that communication. That's what I can say. Have that open communication, because we had our incident on Monday, and on Tuesday there was easily 5 to 10 times more people. Like I said, everybody is on the road. And then Tuesday also the locals are lining the streets.
It's like a parade for them.
It's like a parade all around the circuit. So I guess that kind of goes into Tuesday.
So before we start about Tuesday, I'm going to ask you your highlight. You can only give me one. Highlight from Tuesday. On 3. No premeditated.
Wow. Okay.
Okay. Tuesday highlight. 1, 2, 3. You failed.
I definitely failed.
All
It's
right.
like, it blew my mind. I have to say, like, the total, just being in the atmosphere of all those sea of people with the music. I can't even really boil it down to one.
Okay. Tuesday was a blast. I enjoyed my costume. Just having the feathers on, being a part of something like that was amazing. It was definitely bucket list worthy. The whole experience was bucket list worthy, but Tuesday was definitely the pinnacle of why we were here and the preparation of the costume and everything. But for me, what really, really stood out about Tuesday and made it different and more special than Monday was we crossed the stage. That was amazing.
True.
So Road March is like the song that wins, that they play the most, and everybody was kind of preparing for it to be Soca Kingdom, and it was,
Which it was,
and that played when
officially.
we crossed the stage, and the confetti came out, and so you have your band, and then you have your section, which is a smaller part. A lot of different sections within your band. So you're like getting up to cross the stage, and then they like say your section name, and they're like, all right, Bombay Sapphire, which was our section, you're up. And you just like charge the stage, the song's playing, the confetti's going. I mean, like, it was just an experience that I'll never forget. And that really stood out to me when I was with them.
So, like I said, whining is a big part of their music. Also, Carnival Tuesday and mashing up or charging or partying on the stage is also a large part of most of their songs. Because everybody wants to have that song that everybody wants to have played when they cross that stage. So ours was Soca Kingdom. It was crazy. And when we were just watching people on the stage, you could tell it's a big deal. Like, security is locked up arm in arm for the section that's there.
They play it on TV for the locals too.
It gets judged. They count the times that the song gets played on stage. It's a big deal. There's like a real life diploma certificate that Machel Montano received, and it's a big deal down there. And I didn't really get it until after it was all over, but the stage was amazing. The stage was amazing.
And the food, I don't know if I told you guys, the food was really good for our band. I don't know. I can't talk about any other bands because I've only done it once, and I did it with Bliss. But for lunch, we got really good food. We had the choice of lasagna again. That seems to be a big thing down there, but it's really tasty. I had lasagna the first day, and then the second day I had chicken tikka, which is like an Indian dish, and it had like some spicy like pinto beans and jasmine rice. It was really, really good. He got barbecue chicken. He had barbecue chicken both days. So that's to say how good that was. One of the most
again, pace yourself.
20 miles. It's not going to work for you. So pace yourself, but the food is amazing.
It's
and
really
speaking
good.
of miles, I think we had walked like 45,000 steps on Tuesday. Tuesday we took off with the band.
Yeah,
we weren't playing any games.
We weren't playing any games.
Monday we got there around 12, which most people tend to do. But Tuesday we were out there at 7 o'clock in the morning. Just to give you a rough idea of what this day is going to look like. We took off at 7 o'clock with the band on Tuesday morning. And that was amazing too. Like, they called you, you're up, you take off with the band. And this is why we're here. Like, this is the epitome of
this
why
is
we're
it.
here.
So talking about the steps again, 45,000 steps. It's a lot, and I'm not trying to scare you, But
Just be prepared.
This is what this is for. Like, this is a review. Like, I took 45,000 steps, but that's, again, from the beginning to the end. Now, we took off with the band, and of course, it's not 45 steps just in a straight line. You're dancing in a circle. You might, again, walk back to a drink truck. It also includes getting lunch and a party after.
But time-wise, guys, we took off with the band at 7 a.m. We probably didn't get to the party until maybe 6:30.
No. Later than that.
Later than that?
Yeah.
So maybe 7 o'clock, 7:30.
Yeah.
Lunch, we took about an hour break, which was great. Like,
And
we
we
took a nap.
A real nap.
Like I said, I got my feet massaged. I got my makeup touched up. So we really took a break for lunch. But minus that hour, we were on the road. So working out, it's not so that you looking all great. And hey, by all means necessary, if you want to work out so that you have a six-pack and you're looking great, good for you. But there's all shapes and sizes out there. What you really want to do is get your stamina up.
Yes.
Because there's no sitting down. That's another thing. When you go into these fets, you don't really sit down. You go in, and once you go in and that music gets started, you're standing up. So you're really on your feet from the time that you get there to the time that you leave, except for sleeping at night. So you want to prepare yourself to be able to hang. You want to have a good time. You want to be able to finish. We did see a few people, like people who play frontline, which is like the huge big headpieces and big feathers. We did see some of those people leaving early. Yeah. But guys, after you've paid this money and you've looked forward to this, you don't really want to bow out early. You want to be able to finish it. And it's such a feeling when you do finish it. Such a feeling of accomplishment. Like, wow. We did this. We saw it from the beginning to the end. We started with this truck at 7 a.m. and we finished with this truck at the after party at 7:30. Yeah. So yeah, I mean.
What do you think about, or what advice do you have as far as measurements for the ladies when it comes to the costume?
Yeah, so.
That gets handmade, by the way.
It gets handmade.
Each costume gets handmade.
And they take your exact costumes. They want your bra size, your cup size, your band size, your waist size, your bottoms. Go a size up in everything, I would say, because you can always make it a little tighter, make it a little snug. If you go a size down and it doesn't fit, there's nothing you can do about that. Right. And for the most part, the bottoms run a size smaller anyway. So I ordered true to size, and I could have used a size bigger, just for my comfort. Not that it was just like, I can't wear it. Clearly I wore it, as you see, but
same for the dudes. So they get all the shiny bra pieces and feathers around. Not saying that I want a bra piece of feathers, but when you pay all that money, you don't know everything that you get with your band if this is the first time that you played. So when I had to pay something similar to what she had to pay for a costume, and when I look at the picture, I see some swimming trunks or board shorts. They're not swimming trunks, they don't have lining. I see board shorts and then, you know, some other stuff that you've seen. I'm like, so what's that for? But anyway, when it comes to the size, you want to be comfortable. So I would say go a size. They ask for your waist size. I would say go the next 2 inches up or whatever it is for your waist. So if you wear a 34, I would say get a 36 or even a 38. If you wear a 36, I would say get a 38 or a 40 because they have drawstrings.
Speaking of going up a size, your shoes, guys. All this walking and steps we're talking about, make sure you get your shoes at least a half a size to a full size bigger so that you can fit gel insoles into your shoes. And also something that I didn't do, order your shoes early. I ordered my shoes kind of close to when we were getting ready to leave, and I never really tried them on with the gel insoles. I tried them on, but I didn't try it on with the gel insoles. And once we got into the car on Tuesday, that was my first time really putting them on with the gel insoles. I was a little concerned because they were more snug. I did order a half a size up, but they were still snug. And then again, you're on your feet leading up to that. Size. So your feet are really kind of swollen a little bit at this point. Tuesday is like the last thing you're doing. You're partying all the way up until that point. So go a size up. Make sure you get gel insoles. Your feet will hurt. You're walking a lot. There's nothing that's going to stop them from hurting completely. But to make it easier on yourself, try to go a half a size to a full size, probably a full size up.
I agree. So that was Carnival Tuesday. Amazing experience, to to say the least.
Bucket list experience for sure.
For sure. Like,
check.
And it won't be the last time.
No.
But that was Tuesday. Going into Wednesday. Wednesday is a relaxed day, or a cool down. Right, for us. A lot of people go over to Tobago where they have the real nice serene beaches and relax, or do wind down cooler fets.
So there are other cooler, well, I don't know if they're cooler fets, but other fets once you get to Tobago, and you're either going to fly or you can take a ferry over. The ferry ride is about 3 hours. So ideally you'd like to fly, which is like a 20-minute plane ride. And because I did look into those tickets, plane tickets for Steve and I when we were first doing our research, I do know that they're pretty inexpensive to get from Trinidad to Tobago. You could probably get a flight for $30 or less. So the biggest thing with that is going to be getting them early so that you get the times that you want. Because if you're not spending the night on the island, you definitely want to get there at the right time and be able to leave at the right time. So I think the name of the game with Tobago is buy those plane tickets on time.
Yeah.
So we went to a local beach and we kind of just chilled out. And I think that worked out really well for us. I'm glad that we didn't try to fly back home on Wednesday because we were tired. Steve could barely walk. It would have been a lot for us to try to get to the airport on time, to fly out, to get back home. So
wasn't happening.
Just having that one day in between Carnival Tuesday and then getting to the airport on Thursday, it worked really well for us.
Yeah, so you can do, a lot of people go to Tobago. A lot of people go to Maracas Beach, which is one of the big beaches on the north side of the island. They have famous bacon shark there too. You can do Las Cuevas or some other local beaches.
Yep. And so with that, I'd just like to ask, do you have any takeaways?
Takeaways, I would definitely get a foot massage next time and soak my feet on those different nights so I'm not hobbling around. I would do maybe a few more fets next time, and I'm making sure I don't miss Juve. Those are my takeaways.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I think for me, biggest takeaway would be, while I am a planner, I did get a little stressed at the end trying to plan all of our fets and just trying to make sure everything was going to be okay for us. So to take off a little bit of that stress, I would probably look into getting a concierge service the next time. And also, Socadrome watch was worth it because I stressed a little bit over the price of those tickets. But going forward, I now know that it's just a fet that we have to go to and it's worth the money. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of review / reliving our time in Trinidad with us. We had a great time doing this, and it's not just for you guys, but it's also for us to have something great to look back on when we're looking to go again. And we got so many questions when we got back. I think for the last few times I've seen people, the biggest question has been, how did you do it? How did you guys do it together? So we did this video to answer some of those questions in one place.
Yeah.
So, and if you have any questions that we didn't address in this video, feel free to leave them below and we'll get back to you guys as soon as possible. We'll also have our email addresses in the description box, so if you don't feel comfortable leaving the comment below, email us.
Yeah. All right. So, till our next adventure, we'll see you.
Tell you that we all over.